Hey guys, this is another race winner video. This time we have the GT40 that just won the Christmas Enduro, which was a very particular Enduro. We race on both tracks. We started racing on the wooden track, also known as Cunningham Raceway, and then we move all the teams to the plastic track, also known as Sanson Raceway, the polycar plastic track that we have. So for that, we have a rule where we need to use the yellow tires that we use on the NSR Western Championship on the yellow lane, on the wooden track, and you need to use the red ones, the red tires from NSR. They are made for plastic track, made for Ninko track, and they also work wonderfully on the polycar track, on the plastic track. So we race 1 hour on the wooden track using the yellow tires and 1 hour on the plastic track ending the race. So here's the car. This car belongs to Team Whiskey Throttle, Phil Nyland, and Dan Tuft. It's a GT40 Martini livery from NSR. And let's break down the car. Let's dissect this car and check out what they done to conquer the winning. Right now, I just noticed that the car, of course, just like it finished, they're using a large JK sticker on it. They're not trusting the marshals. This is the sticker that we designed for 132nd Racing. So next year I'm gonna make those mandatory because I don't want people buying somewhere stickers just to use on the lane. So, and it should be fair, should be equal to everyone. So this is the sticker that it's supposed to be using. Pretty good size. Again, so NSR GT40, this car was prepped. Dan Tuft sent me a nice email. It was prepped by Jab Racing. Walter put this car together, and this was the car prepared for last year's Enduro. We changed a little bit of the rules, make everything more standard and easier to participate, and also because we raced this time from both tracks. So there was some changes, and then they picked up this car made for last year's race and just made some changes to adapt to this year. And apparently they did very well because they won the race. They won the race for 12 or 14 laps. So right here we have a white chassis, which is it's the hard chassis for NSR, and the white pod, which is a weird way to start the race on the plastic track, but apparently it worked. Usually you use softer chassis for plastic track because they're not 100% flat, and then you have more flexibility to go around the corners, but they choose to go fast on the wooden track, and they were a little bit slow. I believe a little bit slower on the plastic one, but they performed very well on the plastic one with this chassis. If you get individual results, they were second on both tracks. They were second when we finished the race on the wooden track, and they were second on lap totals or the plastic track, but they were very, very stable. So with the total laps, they won the race. Here you have the 21.4 motor. Dan told me that they bought on the day of the race. You have the NSR zip guide for wooden tracks, and what they did is this: they took like 2 or 3 millimeters of the bottom of the guide, so you could fit the polycar track, and that was the choice for both races. Here you have slotting plus screws all around, and they're using 2 of the PMTR 1800 ballast. Of course, you have the red tire, and look, here's something unusual. We have 2 mandatory, 2 legal wheels for this class. They are 13. They are the same ones that you use on the NSR Formula 1, and to fit the tire. So the tire will fit on the 13 wheels, but they use a wider wheel here on the left side, on the right side of the car, and a skinny one here. And that was the same case for the wooden track. So they use 2 pairs of wheels, but they split, so they can fit a larger wheel here and respect the rule that you cannot go over the body here. So pretty clever. 2 wheels, 2 sets of wheels, but divided on that. People will ask if there's no difference. Of course, it will be pulling. It's just like a normal car. You're going to be pulling a little bit more on this side, but on the corner you're going to have this advantage. So you're using this extra almost 5 millimeters of rubber to get more grip. So let's open the car. Let's see what's going on. First, before doing that, that's something also not very that you guys are used to see. The car has no body movement. That's something that I asked for them when I was doing tech, and they're positive about it. They didn't have any body movement. There is a little bit here in front, but that's it. On the back it's stuck. This is just because I start to screw out, but they are stuck body. Height wise, the car sits very well. You have the 1 millimeter in the back, mandatory for the race, but that's it. So let's open up and take a look on the car. I can see that he put some sort of a glue here so that he doesn't, so you don't have the screw, although that's going to be very difficult. Okay, let me try. Okay, I'm going around there's like a drop of E6000 on top of the screw. I don't know why. Maybe to hold in place. Let me open the other one. And again, it's weird because they are using a screw that gives you it gives you the space to have the body movement, but right now they just went down all over. Okay, let me take the front screw, and then you have the chassis a little bit more. So the car, let's see the car weight, the total car weight now. Total car weight. Car sits at, put those 3 screws, 74, probably 81, 75.4. 75.4 is the total weight for the car. And the body sits at 19.7 for the body. Body is standard. It's original NSR. It's a paint scheme that they made like 2 years ago, I think. Martini, they released with the white and the silver one. It's pretty rare to find now. We have some. They sent some to us with a tempo printing problem, which is the tempo printing problem is probably this place here. The Martini stripe didn't went all the way through, and we have those cars at discount. But now it's very hard to find those cars. Anyway, let's see the chassis. Let's break down the chassis for you. So here he has. Okay, the screw was here. That's why it was weird. So here he has full NSR GT40. It's the original design from a long time ago. He's using a 21.5 mandatory motor for it. I believe he has a 1432 gear ratio. If Dan or Phil, if you have more information, give to us. Solid axles all around. The bushings are original. Front wheels are original too. Threw it a little bit. Nothing super special to talk about. The one thing that I want to tell you is that the pod is stuck too, just like the body. The car is completely rigid. It's an option that we don't see that often, but this car was working. They were very good. Phil on individual laps, that's something curious too. Phil came in second. He lost to Baba Hooley, who was the third place overall in the race. But Phil came in second and Dan came in third, just 1 lap apart on both tracks. So the total laps for both racers for this team was just 1 lap apart. So they were very close. They were very constant. We have a PMTR 1800 here and a smaller one, the PMTR 181. So that's everything that they use for weight. They still have more spaces to use. They didn't use. Of course, the 2 screws here in front. And this is something, there's a spacer, I believe. There's a spacer in between, which is something that it's very debatable. I don't remember the rules right now, but you're not supposed to be using this. And past tack, so there's like a little spacer that as you can see here, as a bushing. So you limited the axle movement. As you can see, I don't know if guys can see it here, but right there's this gold ring with just like a NSR spacer fit in between the plastic, so you don't have any of that movement, which is very, very good to have. No movement there because it's just energy going around. So this is very debatable. I got some emails saying that people use this, and frankly is the very first time that I'm seeing it. And passed to me, it didn't occur to me to check it, and now we have this problem. But again, this doesn't mean that they didn't want to race. It's pretty fantastic, the achievement, the race that they had, very close to each other and racing on both tracks. So this is the NSR Lincoln tire, and they're supposed to be unglued and untrued. So we just literally throw the tire on the wheel and you race. That's the same tire that we use at the WRE in Italy in May, and it's pretty good. Actually, the times that we try to clean the tires, they're not very good. Like you just leave them dirty and just go for it, and that's a very good tire. Again, this is the car. GT40 NSR, Whiskey Throttle, Phil Nyland, and Dan Tuft. Congratulations on your win. Pretty amazing achievement. That was our very first Christmas Enduro racing on both tracks, and I believe that next year is going to be a little bit more heavy duty as more teams will assign for that race. Guys, thank you very much again. I hope you enjoy the videos. We're going to be posting more and more of those. Thank you.